So fourth generation of computers, that's one that you might be a little bit more familiar with. Some of the early years are definitely very unfamiliar to you, but that's 1971 to now. So fourth generation of computers, again, the important the importance behind each generation is in invention, in advancement in electrical technology. So now is the microprocessor. So now you could fit the entire power of a computer on a single chip, on a CPU. Oh, sorry, a CPU on an entire chip. So it made computers faster, smaller, and more affordable than ever before. So fourth generation computers, some of the components that now became common was the keyboard and mouse, the monitor and printer. We had hard drives. Now we had flash memory. Now not the USB sticks, but we actually had floppy disks. So if you ever have, seen the save icon on a program, for example, when you open up Microsoft Word, let's see, a lot of people don't know this, but when you hit the save icon, this save icon right here is a floppy disk. That's a little nod to the past. Uh, Most of you have probably never seen a floppy disk. I actually had a chance to hold a couple when I was very young. Never really used them, to be honest. CDs kind of came around, and other forms of memory. But yeah, flash memory was actually the early versions was a floppy disk. So we still see that in the save icons these days because that's where you would save your data. So computer networks now became common. We had a lot of wireless technology kind of come onto the scene. And of course, the most important network, as we'll cover in the network section of this lesson, was the internet. And what really made this generation special is that computers were now available to the common person. They were no longer used for military, engineering, scientific uses. They were now used for everyday things, for fun, for solving tasks, right? For use in your everyday life. That was the personal computing revolution. So to see more about some of these early computers, for example, the Apple Macintosh, you can click on that icon to watch a video. It's a really cool demo, right, of the Macintosh, and kind of puts into perspective, right, how special this generation was, and how special it is to be in this generation, right, where computers are part of our daily lives. So the Apple Macintosh was the first mass market computer with a graphical user interface, a GUI sometimes for short. So that means it had icons, it had images, it had color in some cases. So now you could interact with things that make sense to a human. Before that, it was a command line interface where you would literally have to type in commands into the computer. And before that, right, it was punch cards or cables that you'd have to plug in. So definitely the interface got better and better. And nowadays, right, we expect our interfaces to be really, really good. All right, so Apple Macintosh, first mass market computer. So it had a mouse for easy point and click navigation, had the display built in, floppy drive for your floppy disk, and it was famous for its 1984 Super Bowl commercial. So this was actually, at the halftime, it was a big deal, this computer. So help popularize personal computers and really set the stage for user-friendly computers, computers that regular people could use. But of course, right, even these computers are difficult to use, and that's why, for example, we're taking this class to learn how to use these really, really modern advanced computers that you really can do almost anything with. Of course, there is still a future generation of computers. So the future of computers holds, all kinds of possibilities. It's hard to even imagine what it might look like. So of course, there's artificial intelligence, right? Computers that think like humans. There's nanocomputers. So those are computers that you can like fit into your desk. That computers you won't even see. Computers that might be in our bloodstream, for example, on the cellular level. Who knows, right? That's one avenue of the future of computers. There's also optical computing. So we use electricity to transmit our data, right? Our zeros and ones. What if we use light? There's nothing faster than light, right, in the universe. Quantum computing, of course. So we have zeros and ones with regular binary computing. Quantum computing can handle many different states. So it's not just on or off. It might have six, seven, eight different states. And of course, the goal with any advancement in computing is making it more natural and more making that human computer interaction feel effortless. So we already have voice recognition, right? We have face and biometric data. Well, that's only going to get easier and easier, right? We're going to continue to interface more closely with computers as the years go by.